The Journey from Consciousness to Superconsciousness by Barrett Kunyan.
Here we are again. Beautiful Denovan Truman. Lovely to have you back here, brother. It's always an honor, pleasure. And what are we going to discuss today, brother? I think we are going to discuss a beautiful title. It's called Receiving Your Inheritance to End and Prevent War. And this is conjunction with launching our Guardianship Fund with reference to GPMS.world. Welcome, brother. How you feeling? You looking well? Great.
Yeah, very excited. Yeah, very full of beans. Very excited about everything that we've been working on in the last few months. Things have really developed very nicely, and that's with regards to Guardianship Fund and this platform that we've created for the people to be able to use to ultimately drive into fruition their rightful ownership of an equal shareholding of all of the infrastructure upon the earth, which we're doing through GPMS. So obviously we'll touch on that in just a moment, what GPMS is for those perhaps new people learning about it for the first time, but also dig into detail about how Guardianship Fund supports that and what it's all about, how it functions, and also why it's so important for people really to learn about it, use it for what it's been created to use, and to step forward now into action so we can create the new earth, which is going to end war instantly and end world hunger instantly and create unparalleled universal abundance for everyone.
Yeah, that's awesome, brother. I mean, obviously there's a lot of scaremongering going on out in our world at the moment, and people are looking for an option, or where they can put their thoughts at rest. Really, I mean, it's like politician after politician, and I think people are beginning to see between the veil what's really taking place, and the level of disharmony it's causing on the planet. But I'm really excited, brother, about being part of this incredible movement with reference to this launch with the funding representing this incredible bringing people together to take responsibility, accountability, and being part of this beautiful wave that we're all creating, right? It's not about one person, it's about unity. It's all joining hands and being hands-on, everyone contributing,
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's awesome that we've obviously been collaborating as we have been, and Darren Sissons as well, assisting much in that development of the concept of Guardianship Fund and how it's going to function, and help people immediately be able to focus their time and energy into this immensely important and profound movement, which is GPMS.world. So yeah, just to give people a very quick overview in 2 minutes of what GPMS is. It's the one and only worldwide referendum that's been created by the people for the people, and it's a referendum, the choice for the people to come together, no matter what their religious belief is or non-religious belief, to come together as one, to make a pledge and a decree, an agreement that we are all rightful heirs of all of the infrastructure upon the earth. And we need to agree to this because it allows us to bring all of the solutions into the being instantly, just upon a majority vote. And we just need to reach a majority vote in each country, but also collectively, ultimately, worldwide, for this to be fully, brought into fruition. And what it means is that, of course, by everyone receiving their inheritance as an equal shareholder of everything upon earth, there's no mechanism for people to be bought and manipulated. And of course, nobody wants to destroy their inheritance through war. And of course, they're not going to be receiving inheritance if they've got an intention to cause harm. So we're operating as well and activating the universal law with this referendum, which is do no harm. And that covers everyone. That truly protects everyone. It protects us. It protects you. It means that, of course, you've got to agree to do no harm. but that's very easy to do when we're creating the new Earth, which is just about unparalleled universal abundance experienced by all people. So it's very, very simple. And for some people, it's too simple for them to get their head around because they think, well, it sounds too good to be true. Because all we have to do is come together and make an agreement which is visible through the GPMS.world website. Because we're counting the agreements as people log their agreement by country and worldwide. And of course, as democracy proves, as we've seen with elections and referendums, everyone knows that the majority vote rules. So once the people agree it, then everything becomes ours, and we don't have corporations for profit and loss anymore. We just have organizations that are in the hands of the people to restructure everything, bring all of the solutions into being, no conflicts of interest to prevent solutions from coming into being. And we just focus on the people and the earth. And that means that the work hours for everyone going forward will be a fraction of what they've known. People I'm talking about who can work, not people who are too old or disabled or too young. People who have the energy and can work will contribute, but they'll do a fraction of hours because there'll be billions more people to work on what's essential, not doing these unnecessary, pointless and polluting jobs, which are basically created just to create profit for a few people. So it means that there's billions of people that are working just on what's essential. That balances all the work out for people. Of course, there's billions of people that aren't currently working at all, but will be able to contribute in supporting those essential roles. And then as technology is also rolled out and implemented, it reduces the work burden for everyone generally anyway. So we create the heaven on earth with that. So it's very, very simple. That's how it works with GPMS. And Guardianship Fund recognizes that just like any charity, what we're creating is a new earth where there'll be no need for charity because all of the infrastructure will be ours and all the solutions come into being, and there'll be no world hunger, there'll be no lack, no scarcity anymore. But we need people to energize their actual time as much as possible and their focus into getting the referendum out to the rest of the world so that they can give their agreement. And we've got lots of people already in Africa and Asia that are actually on the ground now collecting the agreements from people in rural villages that don't have internet or mobiles even. They're just collecting their details and adding it to the system. But a lot of those people don't have money for mobile phone devices themselves. They're willing, they've got the time and energy to put into it, but they don't have money to travel and they don't have mobile phones. So we're now making an appeal to philanthropists, right, as well, that have money, that obviously don't want to see war. They don't want to see the destruction that's going to bring, especially if it turns nuclear. And they're willing to actually give what they've got, generously to drive this movement forward. Because, if you had basically a billionaire that just gave £1 billion, for example, and I'm just using that as an example, you could employ, literally hundreds of thousands of people to work on this full time to get it out to the world majority within months. And so, again, and instantly people hearing about it and seeing the growth of it through the website, through the counter, would mean that, of course, it's going to mean that there's going to be an insistence on not progressing any war unnecessarily because we're bringing the new earth. We're all about to receive our inheritance. So it would force instantly people to hold back. And the people, obviously, their awareness of it will just be growing exponentially. So Guardianship Fund basically helps create that door opening for philanthropists, but it also it provides a process and a very simple way for people to introduce GPMS so that people do understand it. And they're learning about it often through friends and family, because that's what we do. We're around our friends and family. We can talk with them and engage with them more when we're in their physical company. But we don't necessarily have the ability to speak about GPMS if we're quite new to learning about it. We don't, me and Barrett and, Rick and many others within GPMS have been talking about this and seeing this vision for years. So we can talk about it very easily, but for the vast majority, they're new to it. It's very difficult to talk about it. So Guardianship Fund provides videos to be basically tools to do the talking for you. And so we can have a look at the website in a bit, where I can show you how this website functions for you to just let the tool do the talking and then make the proposal as you're discussing it with friends and family as to whether or not they would like to be just a member giving their consent, or a member and a donor where they don't have the time and energy to share it because they're working full time perhaps, but they have a bit of money and they can donate directly to the person that's introducing it to them, but does have time but is poor. And so they'd rather work as a guardian to focus their time and energy in promoting GPMS like a charity, because it's a charity for all people. And they can receive donations directly from those they introduce it to. This actually enables the mass employment of people if they're bold enough to just start sharing GPMS and giving people that option. GPMS member and donor, or join us as a guardian and actually be someone that's active, has got time and energy that can share this. So that's basically what Guardianship Fund does, and it just takes people through that simple process. It does the speaking for them, and then it allows people to join us as guardians and really focus on getting this to the world as quickly as possible. So we can do it in months as opposed to decades, because it's the people that do this. It's not the government. It's not anybody else. So that's pretty much it.
Yeah, sounds like a non-brainer to me. Do you want to into the looking at closer look at the website?
Yeah.
Should we just
and I can quickly show that to people.
Yeah, can you see that? Okay.
On Guardianship Fund tab at the top.
What's happened there now?
You have to click on the Guardianship Fund tab.
I can't see a thing here at the moment, funny enough.
I can see StreamYard. You want to
right.
Studio? Click on Guardianship Fund.
You want to click on the Guardianship? What do I need to click on?
That's perfect. Yeah. So from here, you're looking at the home page. Okay. So what I want to quickly show you is most of what you need to see immediately and what you need to share is on this homepage. It's quickly, because the Global People's Monetary System website is brilliant, and it's got lots of important information like the 3 phases of the plan and everything else. But here we actually have a process. So now look, it says the fastest way to discover the pathway to freedom. Sorry, you've gone down too far. So this is the mission, but if you go above that, you see the fastest way to discover the pathway to freedom. Watch and share these 3 short videos with friends and family. And then if you don't need to click on the videos, but let me just show you the videos. So what you have there is you've got 3 videos. The first one, which says about GPMS, which stands for Global People's Monetary System. This is a brilliant video that Barrett's created, which is 1 minute long. So it's a good introduction that when you're with friends and family, you can just say, I've got something really incredibly exciting and interesting to share with you. Watch this. And you just click play on that video, and then it plays the video, which introduces what Global People's Monetary System is, just very, very simply. Of course, they're not going to know enough from that. So after they've watched that, they'll say, isn't that fascinating? And then they'll say, well, what's that about? Well, tell me more. Or you would say, well, you obviously won't know what that's really about until you look a little bit deeper into this. If you've got some time now, we can watch this video, the next one, which just gives you a bit more meat on the bone. It's only 4 minutes, and you click on your first look at Global People. Don't click on it now, but that 4 minute video just gives people a little bit more meat on the bone, explaining a little bit like what I explained about the referendum and, getting the equal shareholding ultimately of everything upon the planet so we can rebalance the earth. The third video is a little overview about what Guardianship Fund is and how that serves and functions. So then below that, you've then just got the written mission, which again explains that for the last few years, people all over the world have formed a network, which is within Global People's Monetary System, to basically get together to actually start to seed this referendum in all of these countries, which is now in 159 countries. If you scroll below that, you'll see very quickly it shows the numbers. So this is like a running total of the numbers. It's actually not quite updated. I haven't updated it in the last 24 hours or so. So the numbers currently are about 284,000, if I'm not wrong, worldwide, and in 159 countries. And we've got a running total of roughly how many people have joined in the last 24 hours. So I'm updating that on a daily basis. It's not done in real time, unlike the counter that people will see if they go onto the Global People's Monetary System website. You'll see an actual counter in real time as people are adding their agreements. Sorry, if you scroll down a little bit more, you'll see that what I'm also posting is the 10 leading countries and the totals of consents in each country there. So people can instantly share this with their friends as they're sharing the videos. They can actually read that mission statement. They can show the numbers that are coming together worldwide. And it really demonstrates very quickly and easily the profoundness of this movement and how established it already is. So, of course, I'm updating that picture, that screenshot every day, but you can find that on the Global People's Monetary System. The thing is, with the Global People's Monetary System website, you actually have to scroll almost down to the bottom of the homepage, and it's actually got a lot of information on it. So a lot of people miss seeing this information, which I think is the divine power of the Guardianship, the GPMS website. Actually, is this counter? It's the divine instrument. I've also put here on the homepage. Just scroll down a bit more. Sorry, brother, I've got a bit of a frog in the throat here. If you just scroll down a little bit more. So what I've also put here is very clearly what we're abolishing and what we're implementing by agreement, so people can see the what we're agreeing to. And of course, it's a simple choice. Everybody would want to have that world. Whether they believe it's possible to create it or not is not the purpose of us choosing it. The purpose is to choose it, because we have to choose it in order to create it. If we don't choose it, of course, we'll never create it. So now the choice is here, and this is what people have to choose to. What this shows you, the power of 3, is basically how simple and how effectively and how quickly we can actually reach a worldwide majority if everybody didn't hesitate and they just shared it with 3 people in a week who did the same. And if everybody did that, then within 21 weeks, we would reach a worldwide majority. But that would involve everyone learning about it, taking action immediately, giving their agreement, and then sharing it with 3 people, which is unrealistic, because you've got people that can't share it for whatever reason, people that will wait. But it's just to show you that it's a mindset thing where people think that this needs to take decades to do or a century to do. It doesn't. But where we need to really make this work is by actually inspiring people to be able to focus the time and energy, those that have it, to create this, by them actually being, real participants, real guardians, and sharing it. So if you scroll down a bit more, it just shows you again a little summary of, firstly, just so people can see my mathematics work out there. If you were to click on that calculator, it shows you that 3 by 3 by 3 by 3 by 3, 21 times equals the majority of people worldwide. If everybody just shared it with 3 people. So that just proves my maths works. If you scroll down a bit more, you'll see that there's basically the simple 3-step process, which is just, summarized how people can use this platform, with their friends and family. And of course, people who are bold, people that, aren't, worried about sort of approaching people, making new friends, new contacts, they've got contacts online, they can actually start to take people through a process where they just basically will introduce this concept with a video or 2, and then keep the conversation going, and then actually ask them by step 3, are they ready to be a member, a donor, or a guardian? If somebody's a donor, they're also a member of GPMS. They're not going to just give a donation, and if they're not willing to consent to this divine plan to create New Earth. So they're either a member, a donor, or a guardian, ultimately. And that leads everybody through a simple process, an option. Which position are they ready to take, right? So everybody goes through that process. It means people take that action. We get the consents. More people join us as guardians. More people can actually be supported by their friends and family that don't have time but have money to give them a bit of a contribution so that they can work on this project and get it done, because people don't need to be attached to their money anymore. In the New Earth, everyone's going to be universally abundant, and like I say, this will, upon its inception, GPMS, it will end war immediately. And so this is absolutely urgent, because we know that there is obviously these tyrants that are in power that seem to think that war is the way. And, they're going to continue doing what they're doing until we actually stop it. And the only way to stop it is by us coming together and creating the abundance for everyone and removing their desire on a militant level, where the actual, people who are on the front lines aren't going to want to do it because they're going to receive their inheritance of the equal shareholding of the earth, which is unparalleled abundance. Why would they do it? So scroll down a bit more. People can fill out the form, get in touch with us, connect with other guardians. And again, we can basically start to plug them into other things to do with the network of what we're doing. So that's pretty much mostly what's on the homepage. I would invite everybody that's learning about this to go through the whole website with a fine-tooth comb, because there's mindset, stuff in there where people are able to read and they're kind of able to process again why this is just a simple choice and why it's so important that we do it. If you scroll up to the top, brother, and just have a quick look at some of the other pages, I'll just quickly show some other things that are important.
Yeah, about, so you just...
So if you go to, I mean, on the About page, you would obviously see Barrett, a bit of information about Barrett and Darren and Wanderer, who are like guardians within GPMS that have obviously assisted with the planning of this. It's not such an important page other than just people just being interested to see who's behind this particular platform. But you've got the recruitment page. I'll just show you that recruitment page.
Yep.
You can click on that, brother. Okay, so this is the About page, the recruitment page. Here we go. So again, this just summarizes get funding for creating the free world. So it just explains here that with donations paid directly to the Guardian sharing GPMS with others, i.e. between you and the Guardian who shared our mission with you, for example, this creates the greatest opportunity to employ very quickly hundreds of thousands and then millions of Guardians tax-free to spread the news. It will also facilitate employment of Guardians who in the third world can and more extensively collect the written consents from villagers who do not have mobile phones, computer and internet. So a key component of collecting the worldwide voice is building the largest think tank with identification of skill sets within the majority who can rapidly assist with a pre-launch period of creating basically the councils and administrations, which is obviously going to be key, you know, very, very promptly and urgently once we actually get all the people together. So all of the answers are provided within the hearts and the minds of the people, the population worldwide, which we're collecting obviously as we're getting people to learn about GPMS and agree to it. So that just summarizes that. And then we've got the another important page for people to look at, brother, is if you go to the top again, is how to make, because you've got basically the 3 videos, which is how you really start the conversation and taking people through the homepage. But on the how to make is just some other videos, which basically, again, they can share with people to keep the conversation going, to give them a bit more insight into, again, GPMS and understanding it more profoundly. But this main video is actually introducing this to everyone. It's the new member orientation. It, again, really explains how to use this website. So it's, again, albeit that it helps people understand the function of this website and how to appeal to people for donations, it also basically explains again and cements in the minds of people the fact that we're going to have thousands and millions of people acting as guardians, bringing this to the world. So again, it is going to happen very, very quickly. Once people start to embrace this and embody it, it's just going to happen. So again, I would encourage everyone that's seriously interested in being a guardian and using this platform as an instrument to actually watch all of these videos and actually then start to feel how they can share those videos as part of their discussion with friends and family to actually get them to on board either as a member, a donor or a guardian themselves. So yes, some videos there gives more background. Some of the other guardians speaking, for example, are on there as well. And then the last page I'll just share, just because it's a good one to know about, is for philanthropists, because we want to appeal to the philanthropists, those that do have money, that when they do come across this, if you know anyone that's got money, that's wealthy, that can actually help drive this so we can get this to the people as quickly as possible to prevent war, you know, to create the abundance for everyone, then the door is open now for philanthropists to step forward. So if you could just go up to the top of the page and quickly just click on the philanthropist page, that'd be great. Philanthropy, there you go.
Yeah. It's a bit slow, but there we are.
We'll get there in the end. Projects and philanthropy. So again, this just summarizes that we're asking for philanthropists to step forward now. And they can get in contact with me directly through the recruitment page. And for everyone, you know, watching this video and for philanthropists, as a director and founder of a limited company, which is established for 14 years, myself, Denovan, is completely trustworthy and reliable, reputable. You can feel assured that obviously any funds that we receive are for this mission and they will be used for the mission. And we've obviously will discuss at the lengths required with anyone that's willing to step forward, you know, how we can use these funds to most rapidly expedite the reach of GPMS to the world. And so, obviously we're not a charity. We're doing this. This is creating a new system outside of the current system. So we're not a charity that's set up formally. But we just need to get to the world and then have people agree to it, and then we create the new system. As simple as that. So that's why we're doing it generally by people being able to seek support from friends themselves directly to help provide them the ability to focus their energy on this. But also soon the philanthropists will step forward. We know they will, because obviously the time is now to do this. So yeah, and there's just a bit of information about nature and mindset really for people to get their heads around there, and a bit of information from what's been going on in Uganda with Africa, that are driving forward now very, very quickly the growth over there, so that people can see again this is really a worldwide movement that's occurring. So yeah, so that pretty much sums it up, I would say. Have you got any questions there, brother?
No, it's excellent, bro. Really happy to see that. It's beautiful. Let me just remove that. Let's hit the back again. No,
perfect.
Thank you. Yeah, it's pretty simple to follow.
Yeah,
and
it's like anything, because what I recognise and what we obviously discussed on our preparation of preparing this site, you, Darren, and I, was that people often don't do anything because it seems like it's too much time, effort, and energy to do it, right? And they don't have the ability and the energy and the intention to learn, spend all of the hours and hours and hours required. That it would be actually a lot of hours to be able to speak at a high level with anyone about GPS. Like even as someone that can speak about it, I know from experience, if I actually just bring up GPMS to an individual, there are a number of people that will be ready to receive it immediately and take action, and they would be inspired immediately within a 10-minute conversation or a 20-minute conversation, especially after they've looked at the websites and gone through it. But there is a lot of people that just have a mindset that this is not going to be possible, right? And they'll have that mindset, especially if someone's trying to explain it to them and they're not doing a very good job at explaining it, because it's already teaching that person that this is what you're going to need to do, because it's the people doing it. So we need everybody to basically, get involved and do their part in sharing it. But they'll be sitting there thinking, well, you've just talked to me for an hour about it. I couldn't do that. I don't know everything about it. I couldn't regurgitate that, and I don't want to do that. I haven't got time to do that. So what this does is it takes the pain and the complexity out of it, and it just makes it simple, very easy for people to do. And then for anyone that wants to basically develop skills and attributes and really get involved in a big way, of course, anyone that does get involved with GPMS.world and Guardianship Fund and connects with us, they will find that between now and where they are in a couple of months or 6 months, there'll be great growth that they will experience in their own sort of, development, because obviously it's just the most amazing mission, and we're all very, very excited, and it just activates so much of your intrinsic power being involved in this. It really does. So yeah, so it's got something for everyone. If you want contacts and connect with people that share a similar point of view, you'll find that here with people that are involved, and and that's another great thing.
Excellent, brother. Well, thank you very much. It's been an honor to share space with you again, brother, and look forward to seeing you again in the very near future. So
Indeed.
To our beautiful viewers, thank you very much. And,
much love and light.
Peace and love.
Activator would like to thank you for your kind support and Activator would like to thank you for your kind support and donations. Through Barrett Tunian's guardianship of this platform, his activation of truth harmonizes, neutralizes, and unblocks the meridians that connect, balance, and purify all that comes in contact. Do no harm is the key that fully opens the heart's voice to be in the union of the I Am presence, and will represent every living organism on the planet whose voice would otherwise not be heard. Remember, the truth will set you free. Do no harm, cause no loss, and do not impose upon the freedom of others. Love, light, and gratitude.